I once changed my Tinder to women.
Yeah.
This was years ago. This was like years and years ago. Like clearly I like with like knew deep inside, just wasn't like listening to myself or like really recognising it. But I remember I switched it just to kind of like see. And then I got really nervous and I didn't match anybody and I just swiped and took like swipe no, obviously, on everybody. I didn't swipe like yes on anyone until I ran out of swipes. I literally got to the end of all the women in Leeds. which is quite
in Leeds, that's quite impressive.
Welcome back
to Femme Futch.
I'm Helen.
I'm Rhi Rhi.
And it's been a long time.
It's been so long.
We've done an episode, but we're definitely back.
We are. We've accidentally had 8 months off, but now we're back, so it's fine.
I mean, a lot has happened in that time.
We've had a very busy summer and winter, and now we're back.
Yeah, we finally found some time, and we thought we'd do some more episodes, because we've got lots to kind of talk about, haven't we?
We have.
Yeah.
What are you wearing today? Tell us about what you're wearing.
So I'm wearing a gorgeous rainbow tie-dye Vans top that was made by a friend of mine, Katie. I think she's Katie Dyes. I'll link her because she's just fab. And she does loads of like custom makes. So I bought this last summer for Pride. And then I was working. I couldn't actually go to Pride. But, you know, I have my little Pride top. And just some black leggings. Looking very cash in comparison.
I've got a nice little hot pink dress on today, a little jumper dress, twisty top off the shoulder, and some black tights today. So
today, though, we're going to be talking about online dating and everything that comes with that, as I've been doing a lot recently because I happen to be single. I split up with my ex in June, so that's also happened last year. It was like a lot happened, delved into the world of lesbian dating, which has been a journey.
So many struggles.
So I started dating back in I think it was July, mid-July.
Yeah.
I started opened the apps and kind of put some feelers out there. That sounds really weird. But I don't know, lesbians move on so fast. I mean, my ex kind of moved on a lot faster than me.
I feel like lesbians are always like, I won't move on fast, but we always do. It's a lesbian trait. It's definitely a lesbian trait. You say you're going to wait like a year and it ends up being like a month.
I mean, But I think I was ready and I'd had some time off and then was just kind of like, let's see how it goes.
What's out there. Let's see what's going to happen. Yeah.
So I signed up to the lesbian dating app Her, which is specifically for queer women. Yeah. Which is really cool. And I really like Her. I think it's my favourite.
So I've used Her before as well. I quite liked it because it feels a bit more social because you've got that little the chat as well. There was like a news.
Oh yeah, the community kind of bit. I've never used that ever.
Well, I used to scroll through that. That was alright.
Cool.
So you were scrolling through the people?
Yes, I was indeed. I think what I really love about Her is it gives you loads of options of how you identify. So you can put kind of lesbian or bisexual or queer or gay or whatever. Yeah. And then you can say how you identify as your gender, if you're a woman or trans woman or gender fluid or something. So it gives you loads of really good options that I find on other apps it doesn't.
No.
So you can choose to put it
black and white.
Not. Yeah, exactly. But then it also says what you're looking for. So I think you could have monogamous, polyamorous, hookups, long term, casual, and don't know yet, or just curious, figuring, or just friends or something, or which is kind of cool because then you instantly know what someone's kind of what they're looking for.
You can look at that as a reference instead of having to. You might match with someone and think, they're really attractive, but then you have a conversation with them and you want completely different things.
Exactly.
At least you can look at the profile and be like, no, they don't want the same thing as me.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's a really good way of being because I'm really not I don't think polyamorous is my kind of thing. So it was just it's probably not for me if someone's really if they're ethically non-monogamous and they actively want multiple partners. Yeah. So that's fine. I met my ex on Her. Quite quickly, so I wasn't on it for that long.
No.
Now I've been on it for a fair amount of time and met quite a few people on Her actually. It's probably the majority of my dates have been
from her
as well.
Yeah.
But I also signed up to Bumble.
Yeah.
Now
Bumble. Bumble's a bit of an interesting one because there's the whole on Bumble. Straight people love it because the girls have to speak first.
Yeah.
Instead of the guy, but then when it's two girls, it's like it's just normal. There isn't anything different.
No, there isn't. But then no one talks, and then you just both run out.
Yeah, because you're supposed to talk to each other in the first
not bad
24 hours of matching, aren't you?
Yeah. And the problem with lesbians, it's like we both match and then we'll just sit there until for a lifetime and no one will talk.
No.
so that's kind of annoying. And I also found Bumble seemed to be full of straight women. Like I wasn't getting any gay vibes from the people who were showing up. There was one person I met with who I had like a really lovely chat with, and like we chatted further, but we never ended up meeting up. You can't tell on Bumble, like there's no option unless you have something actively gay in your profile. Like I think something like I wish I knew sooner that like I was a lesbian, so I like actively put it out there. But a lot of people don't, so you kind of like, well, I'm gonna swipe through you, but then am I just swiping on straight women? And like it was a little bit more confusing. And then I went on to Hinge. I wasn't having much luck on her. So I got Hinge. And Hinge is great.
I think I have used Hinge before, but I don't know. I think it was just because it was quite new then. So maybe they haven't. It's probably like a better app now than it used to be.
I think I used it back in the straight days. And that was my go-to one. And I never used Tinder.
What about gay Tinder? Have you used it now?
I haven't. No, I haven't even used gay Tinder.
Not at all?
No.
Oh.
I just stuck with Hinge as being my like go-to.
See, I thought Tinder was alright, like lesbian-wise.
Really?
Like, because I've used Tinder before. Okay. And like, other than the men coming up on it, it wasn't that bad.
See, it's funny that you say the men coming up, because a lot of men come up on my Hinge, and what's really hilarious is they say that they're straight, but then they list themselves as a woman, which I think they meant to say they're interested in a woman.
Yeah.
But instead they've listed themselves as a woman. And, I mean, yeah, like, some of them might identify as a woman, but like...
Oh.
No, I think they're just stupid and kind of, it's men. Jokes. Honestly,
could you imagine, like, this poor little man's like, why am I only matching with lesbians? And their friends are like...
But, like, why am I not getting any matches, surely? Like, you won't be getting anything, because...
Oh, yeah, well, they won't know. Yeah. Why is it only showing me lesbians?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. But then he's identifying as a woman who's identifying as straight. So I'm just not quite sure. They're just very confused. But there's quite a lot of them. They keep popping up. And bless them.
Yeah, they must get loads of men. As well.
I don't know. I'm baffled, but hilarious. I've had like fairly good experiences, but there has been a few negatives with like the apps, like just like the trans kind of phobic element of lesbians, and I've come across quite a few, which has been kind of sad, and like, or just a bit like, not even sad, it's just a bit like, ugh, really, you hold those kind of views? And it's just like, some people had like women only in there, and then, or like women only, you know what I mean, and it's just like, getting really turfy kind of vibes. And
I don't know, why do you have to say it? Why do you have to put it like that? Like,
but you're like so actively being transphobic and like kind of excluding people from your dating pool, when I don't know, I just hate it. It's like, we're like, as an LGBT group, we're already like a marginalised group.
Yeah, we should be sticking together.
We should be sticking together. Like, trans people are even more marginalised in the sense that like they so many like anti-trans bills and like laws around the world, and like so much shit that trans people get, and then lesbians are just adding to the shit. I think I reported a couple actually, being like, this is hate speech. Yeah. Because it's just not cool. No. It's not.
No need.
Like, Her is very much a they're very like pro-trans and kind of like trans inclusive. But yeah, apart from that, it's been a fairly good experience.
Yes. Have you had some dates?
Had a couple, yeah. One of them moved very quickly, which is hilarious. But that's the kind of lesbian way. Just had like a load of like a lot of talking on apps and then not going anywhere. A lot of kind of like ghosting and people are just kind of dropping off. If I'm not like vibing with someone and I'm just kind of like, oh, I kind of want to finish this conversation, I'll like send a message being like, oh, I'm sorry, I've met someone, and then, which is kind of like a little white lie, but I don't want them to be like,
you don't want to lead them on.
Yeah, I don't want to lead them on, and I kind of want to end it and be like, oh, it was really nice talking to you. Good luck with your search. And then kind of like end.
Yeah.
Cool. Moving on. And like sometimes I have met someone, or like sometimes I've gone on a date, or like maybe I'm just talking to someone else, so it feels
that
like
you have a connection with.
Yeah, exactly. But other times it's a bit like, I just don't really want to talk to you anymore. But to be honest, I accidentally ghosted one woman, and then she blocked me, and I don't blame her. No. But like the conversation was just not there.
No.
And like I lost interest and kind of forgot to message her back, and then
you got blocked.
And then I got blocked.
Oh well.
It's fine. These things happen. I'm sure. Like she's doing great now. That is
quite funny though. Yeah. That you got blocked for not replying. Could you imagine? Like, what if straight women did that? All men in the world would be blocked, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they would be.
They'd all be blocked.
I feel like it's not so different to straight dating and like straight apps and stuff.
Yeah, I think women can definitely hold better conversations online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was it for you when you like switched from like dating men to like dating women?
Yeah, because when I got out of like my really long relationship, before then there wasn't apps. Like there was like plenty of fish online, but then only old people use that. And then Tinder had like only come out like a couple of years. It makes me sound really old. We are a bit old.
We are quite old. Older gays.
But yeah, so Tinder had only just like more recently come out, and then like I remember messaging my friend Hannah because I didn't even know what a catfish was. And then it was like, oh, like, look, like, we've got loads of matches. And she's like, people are catfish online, though. And I was like, what does that mean? So she had to, like, explain catfish to me.
Had you never seen the TV show?
No.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, Catfish, the movie, the TV show.
I know, but, like, so that was weird, like, going from... But then I remember because I just changed my Tinder from interested in men to interested in both. And then that's how I just started dating women as well.
I remember actually. I think I remember when you told me, like, I think I'm just going to change my profile to both.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
then you match with one woman and then you're just, like, not interested in men ever again.
Yeah. And then that was it. You never look back. Yeah. It's funny, actually, you say that because I once changed my Tinder to women.
Yeah.
Like this was years ago. This was like years and years ago. Yeah, I think it was when I was at uni, so it was probably like 2013 maybe. And like clearly I like with like knew deep inside, I just wasn't like listening to myself or like really recognising it. But I remember I switched it just to kind of like see, and then I got really nervous and I didn't match with anybody, and I just swiped until like swipe no, obviously, on everybody. I didn't swipe like yes on anyone until I ran out of swipes. I literally got to the end of all the women in Leeds. Which is quite
in Leeds that's quite impressive. I'd say there's quite a few in Leeds, but then I don't know if they'd be on it at that time.
I don't remember there being that many. I don't feel like I was there for like hours.
I feel like running out of swipes happens a lot. Like when you're on a gay app, or even when you're on normal Tinder, you still run out of swipes because there just aren't lesbians. Yeah. There just aren't that many women out there, or within the proximity that you've set your kilometres to.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, like if you're gonna set it to like
a reasonable distance,
300 miles,
like you can actually travel.
Yeah. If you have it like all over the country, you're going to get loads of matches, or like you're going to get loads of options. But then if you only have like a small radius, you're not going to get that many. I can't imagine like being in like rural America and having like 5 people. It probably like 2 of them will be your ex and one might be your like ex's sister or something.
Yeah. Or your ex's ex.
Oh yeah, oh god. Yeah, exactly. So you've got one option and you're like, cool, okay, bye.
Shall we date? We've not yet.
Yeah.
I've dated the other 3.
Yeah, exactly. Like Hinge, it's annoying because it runs like it restricts your swipes, unless you upgrade, which is fine. But like, and I did pay once just to swipe all the like unlimited swipes. I know, I was getting keen.
Did you ever have it where even though you've got all your preferences to women, it still comes up with men? But like,
I mean, well, Oh, I know.
But not men that have put themselves as straight women.
No. Only on her.
Yeah.
Her, sometimes the algorithm breaks. There's also quite a lot of couples on her as well.
Oh, couples. Well, that's just a thing in itself, isn't it? Like, every other profile that you swipe on is a couple.
Yeah.
And we don't, like, there is literally apps for if you want to find someone to have a threesome with.
Yeah.
And it's not Tinder, and it's not her.
It's not.
And it's not
so,
Hinge.
Hilariously, I actually downloaded one of those apps.
Really?
Oh my God, what was I thinking?
A threesome app.
I know, I think it was called like, yeah. Oh, it was like for couples, and I don't know, I was like, this is how I will explore my sexuality. Oh, I'm just so embarrassed.
No,
but I didn't go anywhere,
like,
and I didn't meet up with anybody.
I can't imagine with a couple.
No, it wasn't for me at all. But I think it was called like Field or something. It wasn't for me though. It was just it was when I was kind of in my bisexual stage.
Yeah. The exploratory stage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I was just kind of, I don't know, feeling adventurous, but I didn't get that far. No. So, but exactly, there's an app. There's literally an app for couples.
I'm sure there's many apps.
Yeah.
Literally for that.
Yeah.
I don't understand why.
No, and there's quite a few.
It's just the most annoying thing.
It's like the kind of comes back to like the fetishization of lesbians, because people want them as like a unicorn and like want a woman to enhance their relationship, and it's often like the male fantasy of like imagining his wife or girlfriend or whatever sleeping with another woman.
I can just like imagine, like, because then as well, like, I've had where a girl from the couple has messaged me.
Yeah.
And then obviously an introductory message, and I'm like, well, no, and I'm like, have you written that, or has your boyfriend written that? Like, and then have you said that it's you because you think like that the woman's more approachable, but your boyfriend's put you up to this? And I'm like,
no, you don't know.
It's just weird.
What about a lesbian couple? I mean, I realise you're not single, but like, what if a lesbian couple came up?
I don't know.
Stay tuned on the podcast.
Find out next week.
It's never happened, but like, I don't know. I'm joking.
I feel like there isn't a lesbian couple that would want that.
Yeah, probably.
There definitely isn't.
I think I might have seen some, but like I didn't.
I've never seen it.
Okay. I'll let you know if I come across it. I'll send some screenshots.
Yes.
Or maybe I'll match with them just to see what happens. Like, chat to them. Okay.
Your homework.
Do my homework.
For the podcast, homework. I used to get a lot, like, when I had my profile online, I'd have, like, nice pictures.
Yeah.
Because why would I not? I feel like I'm a bit of, like, fashion-y person.
Yeah, definitely.
A bit, like, quirky, like, with my pictures and stuff. So I used to get a lot, like, that I was a catfish.
What, so people like, used to tell, like, or people, ask you?
Like, wouldn't think I'd be real. And then
really?
So I had quite a lot of people be like, can we just have, like, a quick video chat? Or, like, we'd finally meet and they'd be like, oh, you are like, exactly like your pictures. And I'm like...
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah. I mean, I suppose there are so many catfishes out there, like you experienced initially with all those, like, on Tinder. But, like, yeah. I think I matched with one on Bumble. Yeah. And the only way I knew was it was, like, a bit of a weird conversation. Like, they were really, like, asking me lots of, like, questions straight up. And I was a bit like, this is a bit intrusive.
This isn't the normal flow of a conversation.
No, and it just didn't, like, the questions didn't match, like, the pictures, if that made sense. Like, the voice didn't match. I don't know, it obviously wasn't the voice, it was just text, but it just didn't feel right. No. And they weren't verified as well. And then I think I asked them a question, and then they just disappeared. Oh. So, yeah, definitely catfish. But that's so funny that you were accused of being a catfish.
Not catfish.
You're just too perfect. Too glam. Yeah, I haven't had that. I have had, hilariously, like the girl I was just dating, she called me a dog bird, which is the opposite of a catfish. Which I will, like,
so you look nicer than you do on your profile.
Apparently, I'm better in real life than I am on my profile, which I think is nice.
Yeah. It's almost like a bit of a backhanded compliment. Because I feel like your profile's very, like, it's not just selfie city. Like, yours is you, but then also you show, like, your personality through your pictures as well.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
You've not got, like, loads of this would be a magazine cover type photos. You've like,
Yeah.
I like to do this and I like to do this, and like
Actually, yeah, this is
more
true.
getting to know you through your personality and your pictures than this is just what I look like.
Yeah, I think I tried to do that because it's like,
yeah,
and because I also don't wear that much makeup, so
No.
like if I put up loads of photos of me wearing like a load of makeup like I'm
that's
going
not what
out,
you look like all the time.
not accurate.
No.
Like I'm just
No.
like a slob in my kind of like no makeup,
but-
just in a hoodie. I mean, that's me most of the time, but
That's fine.
yeah. So I think I tried to give it like a true representation.
Yeah.
And there's a really lovely photo of me and the dog Albert,
Yes.
and I'm not wearing any makeup in that,
No.
and it's a really like real photo.
Yeah.
So, my type of woman that I'm sort of dating has definitely evolved over this last year. So
What do you feel like your type was at the start?
very much like kind of butch slash soft butch, kind of short hair, tomboy,
Yeah.
androgynous kind of look.
Very mask.
Very mask,
Yeah.
like the kind of Ruby Rose from Orange is the New Black kind of look. And the people I dated, and obviously Sarah, like very much fit that kind of that type.
Category, yeah.
Yeah, and that category. But now, I mean, like the last person I dated was very much like really girly, blonde hair, long hair, like very feminine and not at all mask. So I mean, am I turning into the mask? Am I the mask in the relationship?
Okay.
Oh my god. I know, it's strange. I think it's more like femmes were really intimidating to begin with, like yeah.
Scary femmes.
Scary femmes. I don't know. Scary femmes. And now I'm just a lot more confident in myself.
Yeah,
but,
I was going to say now you're more comfortable in who you are.
yeah.
You're now more like, oh, it's fine.
Yeah, it's just been a mix of people, like girly girls, and then kind of like more tomboys with the long hair, rather than just like short hair. And I mean, I don't really think I've got a type, because because I also open up my profile to sort of women and non-binary people.
Yeah.
And obviously that includes sort of trans people in there as well, and so I get a complete mix of people. You know.
Do you think we are going to talk a bit? Not in this episode, but in the next episode, we're going to talk about like real life dating. But do you think it's harder or easier to communicate online?
I mean,
It's a hard question, isn't it? I think it very much obviously depends on the person.
Yeah.
And I feel bad as well for people that don't like communicating online.
Yeah.
Because not everyone's an online person. Not everyone likes messaging.
Yeah.
Not everyone likes texting or whatever.
And that's a little bit like me.
Yeah.
Like I always kind of joke that I'm a bit of a reformed texter.
Yeah.
Because I can very much be like, send a text, then walk away from my phone.
Yeah.
And not reply for
days.
Yes. I mean, one of my like best mates used to say, which she probably still does say, I reply to her messages in 4 to 5 business days.
Yes.
And I mean, sometimes that's true.
Yeah.
I don't know, but then like my best mate Vicky, like she's a very online person. She's always there. She's very quick on messages, and we talked a lot about like me not replying or me being like not a good texter, and kind of establishing like, well, you just need to communicate properly, like, I'm just putting my phone down to go and read a book.
Do this, yeah.
I'm like not gonna be like next to my phone or something, so I can't continue this conversation. And and it helps so much. So I'm like very much more like trying to do that with new people.
Being online, yeah.
But the problem is I go like I go to work, and if I'm working on an event which is really full on, it will just completely take all my time, and I just I don't have the headspace to open up someone's message and then be like, right, how do I like turn my dating self on, you know what I mean, to then message them back and like kind of have a good conversation with them and be present for that
It's
conversation.
weird, isn't it? Because like although you might be speaking to someone online to then start dating them, like you have to be dating them online through the phone as well as in person.
Yeah. I struggle with that. Like I'll have had really good conversations, and then I'll have maybe left it a couple of days, and then I'll go back with a message, and then they just won't reply because I haven't been consistent.
It's been a few days, but realistically in life, you don't have all the time in the world, do you? Like,
no. It's funny though. Actually, I've got one like story about communication, which is actually quite funny. It was on Her, matched with this girl on Her. And we started talking and we were like really hit it off. We just had like great chat from the get-go, going backwards and forwards. We took it off the app to WhatsApp, which was very quick, but like, you know, lesbians. And then we were messaging and I was just like, great, this girl's awesome. Like, oh my God, are we like hopefully going to meet up with her the weekend or something? And I was, you know, already planning like everything. Yeah, one real thing that I noted was she was just like, oh, the girl I was seeing, I had a situation kind of ship with. She was such an awful texter. Like, she would go off biking like all weekend and just wouldn't reply to her text or anything. And we'd had a conversation about this, and I was like, that used to be me. Yeah. I'm now a reformed texter, kind of explained, and I really tried to be present or like let someone know if I can't reply for a couple of days. Yeah. And she was like, oh my God, that's like so perfect, and
like you've had an issue, you fixed it. Like.
Yeah, exactly. And she was like, communication is just absolutely everything for me. Like I'm very much like a regular texter, and so we had this lovely conversation all evening. I think we spoke for I don't know how many hours all night. Went to bed, both had work the next day, and then I messaged her the next day being like, oh hey, how's it going, like how's your day? And I didn't get a reply. And
communication
I was like, okay, that's interesting. Like, and then I thought I'd leave it because I was like, well, it's only been a day. Yeah. And I left it like I think another day, and I was just like, hey, how's your weekend? Yeah. And then nothing. Like, so she read my first message, so I got some blue ticks on WhatsApp. Yeah. But then she just didn't even read my second message. The irony of having a massive conversation about communication and how much
it's so important to her.
Yeah. Oh, and she was watching my stories because we were already at a point where we were following each other on Instagram. She started, and I was just like, what is going on? Why? Like, what's happened here? I ended up watching a few of her stories, and she was absolutely fine because I was a little bit worried something had happened to her. But like, no, she was absolutely fine. No idea what happened. But I just got well and truly ghosted. What makes me laugh so much is just the irony of our conversation, because it's like people ghost all the time. Yeah. It kind of is what it is. But like,
when you've literally had a big long conversation about that.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish her well. I hope she has a great life. But like, maybe like follow through with her, like,
with your communication.
With what you
it's
preach.
So key. Yeah. Do it yourself.
I know, right? Oh, it's funny when you match with the same person on different apps.
Yes, yeah. I've had that before as well.
I've had that a few times.
Yeah.
So I matched with someone on Bumble. We talked a little bit. Communication, like the conversation died. And then we've now matched again on Hinge. And I was like, I think I recognise you. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, the conversation has died a little bit, but it's only been a couple of days. I might try and pick it up again because maybe it's a sign.
I've got like a friend who, like years ago when I first came out, we matched on one of the dating apps and then decided that like it was just friends vibe, which is fine. So we talk as friends, and then like various times when I've then been in a relationship and then got single again, we keep matching like now, well, not anymore because I'm not on them, but like when I was on them, we'd keep matching, and then she'd be like, oh, you're single again?
Hey.
Like, yeah.
Me again. I do also find you have to be in a good headspace.
Oh yeah.
To be on them. Yeah. Like, if you're any way kind of like feeling bad, then it's just a really depressing place. I
think it's the whole dating apps seem to portray themselves as like you're going to meet the love of your life on them, and it's like, no, it's just a social tool that we can now use to meet people. Yeah. Like, things aren't as they used to be. You don't just go out and meet someone anymore, especially as like a gay person. Like, you've not got as much choice to go meet someone, so doing it on apps makes it safer a lot of the time.
Yeah,
and
that's a really good point.
Also gives you a lot more opportunity. So
definitely, and you kind of like, you know where you stand.
Yeah.
But do you like, great, we're all in the same place, we're all looking for, but like, I think the rejection or the matches and the no, or you know, like the no
you
matches. You
can't get bogged down by it. Like, it doesn't mean anything about you.
So we want to introduce a little new thing to the podcast.
We thought we'd do a cute little segment, which is gay news.
Yeah, all the gay news. Yeah. And now this could be like bad things that have happened in the news, but this is also like pop culture.
Yeah, probably mainly just pop culture things, isn't it, that we've seen in the lesbian world. So.
Yes, definitely.
This week, gay news that you might not know about.
Okay.
So, Jojo Siwa.
Yes.
Do you know Jojo Siwa?
I do. Child star, dancer. She was on Dance Moms or something in America.
Yeah.
she's very, very like loud in the sense of how she dresses
and she's dated a lot of like YouTube famous gay.
Oh, she had that t-shirt saying like best gay cousin ever or something, which is really cute. It was a great coming out, and I think she's been really good for like younger. She's quite young, isn't she?
Yeah, or she's 20.
Okay.
But she's soon to be turning 21, which is
right.
So she was obviously like a child star. And she does a lot of work with kids, but now obviously she's like becoming an adult, and she is, I predict, about to enter her Miley Cyrus era.
Ooh, as in like Miley Cyrus Wrecking Ball kind of era.
Yes,
shaved head.
It's coming. It is coming.
Okay.
So she's been releasing on her social media and her Instagram this week that she put up a very quick, well, I suppose it's not that crypto, but she put up a TikTok and reel just saying last week of being a child star. So.
Oh my goodness.
And then she's posted a few little warnings saying some things are going to be not safe for work.
What?
Parental guidance.
Oh my god. But like her whole audience is children.
It's children and lesbians. So.
It's children and lesbians.
So JoJo Siwa is about to have a lesbian takeover and become the new Miley Cyrus.
Okay, I mean,
so
not mad about that. Look what Miley now.
Coming now.
Lesbian icon, except she's not.
She's still out. I would say she is a lesbian icon.
Miley. Oh yeah, definitely.
Not a lesbian.
Yeah, Miley and Fletcher. That New Year's Eve 22.
We're still thinking about it.
It lives up here. So I think that's actually on my dating profile.
Is it?
It's like what lives rent free in your head.
Miley
and I'm just
and
like Miley and Fletcher at the New Year's Eve. Oh my god, it's iconic. Google it. Yeah. Okay, so do we know anything else? Do we know when JoJo's going to launch this? Is it
well, I think it will probably be this week. So by the time the podcast comes out, it will probably be already out, won't it? But, so just imagine that we're filming this in the week before she's released it.
Yeah. Exciting. Okay, well, good for her. Like, I feel like she needs to make that transition from like a child star to an adult and actually, having.
So I'm excited because I think it's just going to be a big lesbian explosion.
Love that. Here for that.
Did you see Ashlyn Harris?
Now, remind me who Ashlyn Harris is again. I always forget. Sorry. That's massive eye roll.
So the biggest gay news last year was Ali Krieger and Ashlyn Harris getting into fall.
Yes, and they are
cheating rumours.
They're footballers, aren't they?
Yes.
American footballers?
Yes.
Yes, that was it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes, now I remember you telling me about
it.
it.
The captain.
Yeah.
American England.
And they
American England. American football team.
Is it soccer?
Soccer
Team, yeah, not American football. Oh my god, yeah, because they were like the beautiful couple. They had the kids, didn't they?
Yes,
and it's all imploded.
Yeah. So there was rumours.
There was
that Ashlyn cheated on Ali with Sophia Bush from One Tree Hill.
Of course, best night. Oh my god, I love that. It's the show when I was growing up.
So last week
she was Brooke on One Tree Hill.
I know.
Yeah. Oh,
so
wow.
Last week they did their first red carpet.
So they're official.
It's official.
Wait, so Sophia Bush has now come out as well, like officially.
Officially.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I feel really sorry for the wife.
It was a very dramatic year last year, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh gosh, I remember you telling me. I feel like I'm so out of touch with these people, and you were telling me like Ashlyn and Ali, and I was like, I don't even know who these people are.
See, this is why we have gay news, so you know what's going on in the gay world.
To update me in the gay world. Thank you. I mean, Sophia Bush, like she was so great in One Tree Hill. It reminds me actually, there was like, I think it was One Tree Hill. It could have been The OC. Like, those two TV shows came out at the same time. And they're like my childhood. They're all wrapped up in one. But there was a scene where, like, one of the characters, it wasn't one of the main characters, but they were like a photographer. And there was a bed in the sea. It was like a fashion shoot. And the woman had, like, who was taking the photos, like, she had a man kind of, like, sprawled in the bed as if it was, like, morning after. Yeah. And that was the clothes. And then she was like, hang on, something's not working here, and then took the man away and replaced it with a woman. And I just remember being like, oh my gosh, you could do that.
You can replace the man with a woman.
You could replace the man with a woman, exactly. And it was like, the woman was the morning after, and I was kind of like, you know, it's probably stirrings of my gay awakening.
I love how like vividly we can remember like gay moments in the past.
I've literally tried to look that scene up and I can't find it anywhere. I can't find if it's
it must exist though.
I mean, I might have to watch both series again,
yeah,
to find out which one it is in.
Get watching Sophia, because we'll be seeing more of her.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, good for them, I guess. I hope they're happy.
Yeah.
But like,
I hope everyone is happy. But
that came about really badly. And,
yes, it did not. Yeah, and then as well, because after Aisling did get a like ridiculous amount of hate online.
Yeah, of course.
And like, we don't know what's happened, do we? We don't know. The internet speculates. We all get involved.
Yeah.
No one actually knows of the 2 or 3 people that are in the relationship.
Yeah, exactly. You can only see what they're portraying online, and people read everything into messages. And I mean, like, lesbians are the worst. Like, just look at like Fletcher and Shannon, for example.
We do our research. We work out the calculations. There's so many chats.
Oh god. I guess that's the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah?
First episode back. That's the end of our online dating episode. Yeah.
I hope you've enjoyed it.
Thanks for watching.
Next
Comment,
time,
like,
next time
share,
we're going to talk
subscribe.
about all of the above. Next time we're going to talk about real life
dating.
'Cause that's where it gets
scary.
Very scary. I was going to say interesting.
Both. Bit of both.
Bit of both. Cool. Yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.